We're just gonna make.
Alright,
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Nightly Brew, and here's Saturday night's episode. You're joining us while we also are on live.
while we're waiting, you want to hear about Nickelback?
Oh, Lord, is this what we're going to start with?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, do you like...
on.
Now, are you a hater or a faux hater?
Well, I never even claimed to hate them, so...
Like, if Savin' Me came on right now, would you or would you not karaoke?
I would karaoke, most likely.
Okay, yeah, so everyone hates Nickelback right now, but I actually hate Nickelback now. So they made a cover, I'll never guess the song, of Devil Went Down to Georgia.
Why?
Who knows? But it's weird because instead of the fiddle, it's the guitar, and like the guitar is amazing. Like their guitarist, it's like it's awesome. But then you got Chad sing it. He's like, "Devil went down to Georgia," and like it's his voice, and it's a Canadian voice. It doesn't go together.
Is that why you hate them now? Because they just went
like I know you guys are bored, like it's quarantine, you gotta stay in your house, but that was a wrong move. Wrong song, wrong move. Just stick to writing your next album.
I seen a meme on Facebook, I think, and it was like, it's 2020, the world's ending. It's time just to admit that we don't really hate Nickelback.
Right. I don't know why people hate it. I mean, their last album wasn't too great, but
I mean, I liked them from like Photograph and things like that. Like that was, I liked that song, but
they gave us the best news. They gave us good music. I mean, they're a good band. I don't see why people hate them.
I didn't hate on them. I never claimed to hate on them. I don't know. So we do have about 2 viewers, and yeah, that's not a lot, but maybe you'll start picking up. Do you want to kind of just start talking now since we're recording for the actual podcast?
Yeah, so I don't know if this interests you really. I know you're kind of a gamer and you like play Sims and stuff, but one of my all-time favorite games, like I got tattoos of a Big Daddy and a little sister. Granted, it looks like the tattoo artist was getting punched in the arm while I was getting tased, but I love them nonetheless. BioShock is coming out with the 4th installment of the game, and instead of it being like a brand new like scene environment, they're going back to not Rapture, but the same characters that were in Rapture. So give you a quick like synopsis at the end. But basically you take care of this little girl and she gathers you Eve, and you use the Eve to have powers to defeat these people that had too much Eve, and they basically became like drug addicts of the game, and they like attack you. But you take care of this little girl until the very end, and depending on if you killed other little sisters or saved them, then she would take you with, like you were dying, she would take you with her to like destroy the world, or she would just let you go because you were kind of an asshole. But I think they're bringing back the main girl, but they're bringing all the old characters back. It's going to be a new environment. It won't be out till like 2021, 2022, so it'll be a while.
I never played BioShock. I was more into like Fable and stuff like that. So
Played Fable. I had a husband. I had a couple kids. Had my own cottage.
once I realized you could play online, it was over. Let's jump into. Okay, so I see your notes. I want to kind of jump into mine a little bit because mine's very short because I don't have a lot of info on it because it's kind of hard. People they're hiding a lot of this information.
Wow.
So this was started 2014. The book came out. Now it's been known that Marilyn Monroe was overdosed, but AKA everybody believes she was murdered.
Yeah.
Well, last year or this year, I can't remember, the EMT reports started surfacing the internet, And the EMT, I don't want to say his name because, like, I don't want to get into that. He was all over the report stating that when he got there, so you know how they said she was found in her bedroom. They had to break the window, get in her room. Well, when he got there, he said that there was a very hysterical lady who led him to a guest house. And she was in a guest house. She was not in her bedroom. When she got there, she was completely naked. She was covered in bruises, like she had fought off, like, people from holding her down. He was able to get her to start breathing again, and she was getting color back. And the lady who led him there kept screaming, she's dead, and kept, like, interfering with them, and was, like, jumping over top of them to try and get on top of Marilyn so they couldn't touch her. He said that it looked like she was completely just basically abused to the point to where she couldn't hold on anymore, but she started to move, started to breathe, her color was coming back, and they were going to put her on the gurney. And as soon as they lifted her, put her on this gurney to take her out, her quote-unquote doctor came in and said, don't move her, give her this, which in turn caused her to die. Because you're not allowed to disapprove a doctor's orders. I guess back then, I don't know if it's the same now, but if a doctor shows up on scene in an emergency like that, you have to do what they said. So they did what he said, and in turn, that's why she died.
So she, like, OD'd, but it wasn't, like how people...
Yeah, no, they think that she was, like, given these drugs and, like, basically forced upon to have all this in her system. And then the chief of police also stated that it looked like the whole crime scene was completely staged. Like, the actual bedroom was staged where they took him to. Then by the next morning, the people in her house were washing her bedroom sheets. Everything was being cleaned. Like,
you're not supposed to do that.
Right. So, like, they were completely cleaning everything up. So now there was this big thing of, like, okay, well, the Kennedy brothers caused it. They paid somebody or they did it themselves because she had affairs with both of them, allegedly, and they were afraid that she knew too much and she was going to say something to somebody. So that's why they say that they killed him. But then they're saying that her ex-husband also killed her, and they put this in terms of because he was sending mass amounts of flowers to her grave. Like, from the day she died, she got just massive amounts of flowers. So they were trying to say that this whole thing was a cover-up because she knew too much. She was going to tell somebody, and she had to die because of it. Like, she was... First they said that she was in her room, she was dressed, nothing was... Like, she was face down. But the EMT saying no, she was in a guest house, completely naked. I was able to get her back to life. Like, she was coming back. Like, she was able to understand. She was breathing, color, everything. And then the police chief said, well, I was took to the bedroom of the main house where the window was cracked open from the outside because that's how he supposedly got in to save her. She was laying on the bed, but it looked like her clothes were rushed on. It wasn't put on right. She would never sleep naked. She always had some kind of form of clothing on. That it was completely staged, but it wasn't allowed to be, like, in the notes. And apparently there's CIA and, like, FBI files on this whole thing, but they're so locked down that you can't get any information from them because they don't want it to be, like, out there, apparently. I don't know how true that is, but...
Well, I mean, it seems like, you know, all this stuff is buried down deep, and then you give it a couple years and people, you know, find out.
Well, you got...
Stuff comes out.
Like, yeah, like, you got these amateur sleuths that are, like, way better than the original detectives, and they're... But you also gotta think, now that these people who were part of that case are, like, starting to get to the point where they're, fuck it, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna tell my side of this story. I was there. Because they even, like, Jim Hall, he's the EMT. So, okay. He was the EMT. I know I said I wasn't gonna say his name, but he's already all over the internet about it. They stated that they gave him lie detector test. And he passed with flying colors about his story. Like, I know those aren't, like, holdable in court.
No. I watched Steve Wilkos. They're 100% incredible. Like, Dan's the best.
I don't know, but, like, he passed all this stuff. The police chief, I don't know if they did that to him or not, but it's all coming out, and it's because they're all in their 90s or, you know, very like close to it, and they're at the age now where what are they going to do? Kill them?
Yeah.
At this point, it's just another one of those conspiracy theories that has been going for a very long time.
We're just waiting for everyone to get on their deathbed so we can learn everything.
Well, and somebody said something like, there was a meme or something about it, and it was, see, when you're in Hollywood, when you're like famous in Hollywood, or you're at the top of Hollywood, no matter what part you play in it, you're always going to die because you know something you're not supposed to know. There's no just random deaths in Hollywood. And I was like, right now that makes a lot of sense.
I wonder when Jeffree Star is gonna start killing people. He's been having it rough lately.
But he's still living his best life, and he is still posting, and he is acting like nothing is affecting him right now.
Whatever works, but I'm sure that guy's got some secrets hidden somewhere.
Oh, we all know he's got secrets. There's a lot of them with secrets. And I don't, but that was like, I seen that on, somebody brought the video up to my attention, and I was like, you know what, that's really interesting, because I always was under the impression, you know, she took all these drugs, because they were saying she took drugs to even wake up in the morning, because she couldn't make it through the day.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me look into it. And then I was like, something just doesn't add up here. Like, there's too many different stories about how this girl was found, where she was found.
Well, it's getting, people are getting that age where it's like, they're either taking it to the grave, or they're like...
Right, like, either they're still scared, or, you know, because a lot of people said that her housemaid was paid off to be silent, because she was saying, but she said as she got older, like right when she was about to die, that one of the Kennedy brothers, the first time he had met with Marilyn in person was the night that she died. And now they're saying that story is not credible because of her age.
Oh, Lord.
But that's just a little interesting factoid I found out about Marilyn's death, because, you know, yeah, it started in like 2014, people started bringing this stuff up, but now it's coming even more to light because it's being shared on like multiple social media apps.
Because once somebody catches on to something like that, and it spreads like wildfire.
Yeah. So, Netflix new shows?
Yeah, so another conspiracy, kind of. Well, Netflix is coming out with some good shows next month. In September, they've got Back to the Future 1 through 3 coming out, a new Pokemon Journeys. My kids watch that, so that's a good show for kids. They got Jurassic World, a new Jurassic World coming out. And last but not least, you might want to cancel your Netflix subscription, because they're coming out with another movie called Cuties. Have you heard about this?
You told me a little bit about it, and then it's funny because you had told me about it in the car, right?
Yeah.
When we were prepping for this. And then I think it was yesterday night, like late last night, I was laying in bed scrolling, and somebody had posted about it in a mom group.
Did you see the poster?
Like, I seen the poster, and these little girls were like
so
wearing
what I'm
booty shorts,
about.
sports bras.
One's slapping her ass in the background.
Right, the other one's like twerking.
Yeah.
And then the one little girl looks like she's scared out of her fucking mind in this poster. Like, she just looks like... But why would you even let your kid act in this movie? Like, they're 10, 11 years old, and they're out... I mean, yeah, okay. When I was that age, I did go to the skating ring, and I danced and acted like a fool. But my mom definitely wouldn't let me walk out in the house in what they're wearing on a fucking movie where everybody in the world's going to see.
It's... I don't know how it's acceptable. Well, it started, everyone saw the Netflix description, and basically the Netflix description was 11-year-old, whatever her name is, wants to try out for a twerking dance team, and she has to find a balance between her conservative family or finding her femininity and womanhood. It's like she's 11.
She's 11, right?
She's 11 in the movie, and she's 11 in real life. And I was like, okay, that's weird. And then somebody posted a trailer, and I watched that, and it's it's literally little girls twerking. They're all dressed inappropriate. They're all dancing sexually. Like, every scene in that trailer was something sexual towards the girls. And people, you know, were outraged about it. And now people are trying to say, oh, it's not like that. It's not Netflix. It's a French director. And
it doesn't matter. Netflix has still put it up there. Like, okay,
right.
So if any of you guys, the 4 or how many, like, I can't really see from here, but if you've seen an ad or anything about this Cuties movie on Netflix, go ahead and, like, comment, or even if you want to, and let us know what you feel personally about it, because it's pissed me off. Like, all I can think of is, like, my niece, when she gets to that age, wanting to, like, I understand these parents are like, oh yeah, she's getting paid for this. She's, you know, but think about that. You're exposing your child to all these fucking perverts out in the world. Like, this is free porn for them. Like, this is, and it's legal porn at that, because it's on a movie channel. It's like, but I think a lot of people are going to try and get it taken down before it even hits. Like that movie Love that I was trying to show you.
Yeah.
It's completely gone. I think they got enough backlash from that they took it down. So I'm hoping that this movie Cuties is the same and it doesn't get to be even, like, touch the screen.
Hopefully. Well, they're trying to backtrack right now because, like I said, they said it was a French director that made it. And she made it for the purpose that, it was to show society sexualizing little girls and how bad it is. But when you watch this trailer, like, it's little girls shaking their ass and, you know, doing all this inappropriate stuff. Like, it doesn't... I don't know if that's Netflix's fault. I'm not watching the movie regardless because that's disgusting. You shouldn't have little girls doing this or dressing like that anyway for your movie. If you want to do that, get some 18-year-old actors and play out your fantasy or whatever. Do some campaigning somewhere, but those girls didn't need to be subjected to what they...
No.
Now, the conspiracy with Netflix now after that is people are starting to point out things that they've done that lead to, you know, pedophilia. Like, they've used Big Mouth as an example, how they're drawing preteens through puberty and giving them sexual scenes. Oh, yeah,
that's another show I don't watch. But, like, I watched, like, an episode of it, and I'm like, this is raunchy.
It's stupid, for one.
It's stupid, but it's raunchy. Like, these... And you can't even... I don't know. That's another whole... That's a... So... We're on this Bill Gates vaccine thing. Like, what? Oh, you're more up on news than I am.
God.
We jump all over in these topics. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just pre-warning you.
I know. I'm sure you're as sick of, like, Corona talk as me, but, like, it stems off the whole, like, conspiracy thing. But there is some good news about it. Well, first off, when we all heard that Bill Gates was creating a vaccine, everyone's like, Bill Gates, Microsoft Bill Gates.
But the dude's got money, like, he's funding it. He's not the one sitting in the lab like, this looks right. I don't know what it is, but it looks right. No, he's paying top scientists to do this shit. Like,
yeah. When it started with him, everyone immediately was like, he's gonna track us. He's putting trackers in this vaccine. And I heard that and I was like, trackers? Your phone, you mean? Your phone? Apple? Android's the thing you're watching on us right now. It's tracking you right now. Every little button you press, every website, everywhere you go. I saw in the news the other day, your phone's able to track when you're drunk. The way you walk, it's tracking how you are, and it's able to determine whether you've been drinking or not.
My phone ain't going to the bar with me no more because it's going to start telling my husband. Like, oh, she had this to drink, and she had this many.
So that was just stupid in general, because he doesn't need vaccines to track us. He's already doing it.
Right, and not even just him. Fucking Steve Jobs' family's tracking us at this point. But
everyone is.
That, as soon as you hit that allow button when it says enable location, enable microphone, enable camera, like...
Yeah, and it's always the dumbest apps to use them, too. Like, some of my photo editing apps, all you need access to is my photos, my camera. That's how I edit. No, we need your phone. We need your location. We need your social. Like, it needs everything.
That's why I don't enable all that. I just enable what it needs. Because I'm not, like...
I don't even give a fuck at this point. If it's not them tracking me, it's somebody else.
Right. So, okay, so in your notes, I see that because you must have read this article or something, Bill Gates, quote unquote, saying, "You're all idiots. We dropped tens of billions in vaccines to save lives," and then conspiracy theorists try to say we're ending lives. He sells products. What good would dead people be to him? So that's hilarious to me, because this man flat out just told you all, I can't kill you. I need your money.
Right.
Like, what am I going to do with my life if you're not buying how am I going to help pay for these vaccines if y'all ain't buying shit from me?
He's like, if I wanted you dead, I'd just do nothing.
Right. Like, I wouldn't help. I wouldn't try to get somebody to get a vaccine.
I'd launch a new product and then open a big store that says no masks.
Right. Like
he's dropping so much money into this vaccine.
No social distancing needed. Just all pile in. Just all. Like, I've seen so many get-togethers, and it's just scary, because, like, it's just COVID breeding grounds. Like, I'm not one of those ones that are like, oh, you can't go nowhere, you can't do anything. Like, I'll go, but I make sure I sanitize. I make sure I wear my mask. I make sure I try to stay away from other people. But, like, a lot of people now are just giving up and, like, just, if we get it, we get it. Like, no, I'm sorry. Don't go breed together. You all need to just back up, cancel some events, hold off.
Well, funny you say that, just, like, taking a chance on it. My family gets the flu vaccine every year just because I had micro-preemies. So their immune system's a lot weaker than other people's. So in order to protect them, they get the flu vaccine, I get the flu vaccine. Come to find out, the people that they're finding, especially the elderly, if you've been getting the flu vaccine consecutively every year, you're almost immune to COVID. It's harder for them to get, and they recover much faster with no side effect. Immunity and
see, that's another thing. Like, fuck you, dude. Like, I'm good. Thank you for thinking about the people who try to buy your shit.
I don't know. My mom's really into, like, this Q thing right now. Basically the whole the group is that Democrats are evil and they kill babies and drink their blood. It's called, like, it's what they're eating or drinking. It's like when you scare a baby and it makes adrenaline, and then you drink the blood and it keeps you young forever.
What the fuck?
You never heard of that?
No, I don't.
Well, okay, so that's, like, far fucking out there.
We're gonna talk about what Jenny wants to talk about, UFOs. We talked about this in our last podcast, but we wasn't on live, so we couldn't really say anything. But yeah, we both kind of agreed that if they are out there, you know, travelers.
Yeah, I think that UFOs, if there are UFOs and people are seeing them, I think that it's a time traveling machine. That it's actually time travelers that are messing with us, and they're traveling by these UFOs.
My thoughts are, like I told you in the last episode, I didn't even think that it could possibly be UFOs. Or not UFOs, but time travelers. My thing is, if there are aliens out in the world today, or even, you know, if there are aliens at all in the universe, I don't think they would waste their time coming to Earth. We are not educated enough. We are not... they have to be a way higher, like, specimen than us. They have to have higher intelligence than we will ever have. So I don't think they would come here. Just like Bigfoot. Bigfoot is real. Leave that motherfucker alone. He does not want to be bothered. If he did, he'd himself. Not hiding in the woods. Like, you keep messing with him, he's going to find us, and he's going to just... his whole little family come after us. And I'm not on that. I don't want to die by some man-ape if he's real. Leave the man alone. Leave the thing alone. Photos.
Yeah, blurry ass photos.
But
A blurry ass photo.
There's more. There's people who have found more proof of him.
Yeah, and they're all dudes dressed up in a big gorilla suit.
I don't get you, because, like, you believe in time travel?
I believe in the real.
That's something that we're totally, different on. I believe in ghosts. I believe that there are different dimensions. I believe that if there are aliens out there, they're definitely not gonna waste their time coming here. Bigfoot, if he's out there, he wants to be left alone. He doesn't want to be bothered. So yeah, I don't I don't get your logic where time travel.
Logic. There you go. Logic.
Where the fuck does time traveling come into logic? People have tried and it's not been scientifically proven.
In what world does it make sense that we have murder hornets, COVID, Kobe Bryant dying, all in the same fucking year?
So what's that have to do with logic and ghosts?
Somebody's killing butterflies, and quick. And that's all the time we have for today. If you have any topics you want us to discuss or need advice, you can email us at nightlybrewadvice@gmail.com. And as always, have a wonderful night.